Hey, do you feel like your bank account has a permanent buffering sign on it, like it's constantly loading but never actually gets anywhere? Yeah, I feel that. Today we're talking about why you're broke, and not in the cool, I'm saving for my future kind of way. Nope, we're talking about the kind of broke where you're one medical bill away from a full-on meltdown. Let's dive in. All right, let's start with the biggie, lack of savings. So, you've got your paycheck and then poof, it's gone. Like a magic trick. But one that leaves you questioning your life choices. It's like you don't even know where it went. Did it vanish into a black hole, or did the rent, utilities, and groceries just gang up on you and swipe it? Who knows? But when your bank account is thinner than a piece of paper, it's hard to feel financially secure, right? And when life throws you a curveball, like your car breaks down or you need a surprise root canal, well, that's when you realize, oh crap, I don't have an emergency fund. Cue the panic attack. Speaking of curveballs, let's talk about rising costs of living. Oh yes, the lovely phenomenon where everything gets more expensive, but your paycheck stays the same. Sounds like a bad dream, right? I just bought some bananas and milk, and apparently I also bought a small country with it. Inflation, am I right? Rent's up. Gas prices are like we're driving to the moon. And don't even get me started on healthcare costs. It's like they're pricing out air next. So, what does this mean for you? Well, it means that when you're struggling just to pay rent and put food on the table, saving for the future feels like a pipe dream. But, spoiler alert, it doesn't have to be. Let's get down to the real villain here, debt. Let me know in the comments if it affects you. I'm curious to see how many people have debt. That sneaky little monster lurking in your closet, sucking the life out of your finances. Credit card debt, student loans, personal loans. It's like a buffet of financial problems. And you're the one overfilling your plate. The minimum payments, the interest. Oh boy, it's like being on a hamster wheel. You're running and running, but you never get anywhere. In fact, you're just circling the drain, watching your disposable income slip away faster than a Wi-Fi connection in a coffee shop. But don't worry, there's light at the end of the tunnel. It just requires a little bit of strategy, and maybe a little more discipline than I have with chocolate cake. But we'll get there. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'll just wing it. I'm good at managing my money. Sure. Let me guess. You've got no budget, no long-term plan, and your financial literacy is pretty much reading the back of cereal boxes, right? You need a plan, like a real one. A budget, a financial roadmap, not just a vague idea that someday I'll save for retirement. Spoiler alert, someday is not an actual date on the calendar. Creating a budget is like plotting a treasure map. You know where you're going, and you can figure out how to get there without ending up stranded on Financial Island. Trust me, it's worth the effort. Ah yes, the next issue, living beyond your means. You know that feeling when you walk into a store and suddenly it's like your credit card becomes your best friend? Oh, you can handle this, right? You swipe, bam! Instant gratification. But later, it's like, what did I do? You're paying for things you can't afford with money you don't have. It's like signing up for a lifetime of regret. If you're using credit cards to finance your lifestyle, you're essentially putting a future version of yourself into debt, and they're not going to be happy. Ah, the emergency fund. That little safety net you hope you never have to use. But guess what? Without one, life is basically just a constant state of, uh-oh, waiting to happen. You need a cushion, a financial safety net, something to catch you when life throws its inevitable curveballs. Whether it's a car breakdown or a surprise trip to the ER, an emergency fund helps prevent panic. Start small, but start now. Okay, so we've covered all the ways your finances are basically a dumpster fire, but here's the good news. There's a solution. Time to take action. First off, budgeting and financial planning. No more winging it. Set clear goals and track every dollar. Budgeting doesn't have to be a torture device. It's actually kind of fun once you see your savings grow. Cutting unnecessary expenses is next. If you're buying takeout every night or subscribing to 50 streaming services, maybe it's time to say goodbye to the luxury and hello to savings. Increase your income. Side hustles are the way to go. Whether it's freelancing, tutoring, or walking dogs. You'd be surprised how much extra cash you can make just by putting in a little extra effort. And remember that emergency fund, start building it, even if it's just a little bit each month. It'll save your sanity later. All right, folks, The road to financial freedom starts with taking control of your money. It might feel overwhelming, but with some budgeting, planning, and the occasional sacrifice, goodbye impulse buys, you can turn things around. And trust me, your future self will thank you. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, what's the biggest money struggle you're facing right now? Let's chat. See you next time. And remember, don't let your money control you. You got this.